Good morning. My name is Melina Soto, and I'm the coordinator for Mexico for the Healthy Reefs for Healthy People initiative. Next. The Mesoamerican Reef, as many of you know, is this ecoregion shared by 4 countries, Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras, that stretch along more than 1,000-kilometer coastline. It's a hotspot for biodiversity, and more than 2.5 million people depend on it. Next. The MAR provides numerous ecosystem services, such as coastal protection, tourism attraction, fisheries, but also as a great cultural and scientific value. Next. This is why the 4 countries recognized this importance as soon as 1997, when they gathered and committed to promote the Mesoamerican reef conservation through sustainable development. These agreements were renewed in 2006, but unfortunately, nothing since then. Next. The Healthy Reefs for Healthy People is a consortium of more than 70 organizations from NGOs, universities, government agencies, and private sector from the 4 countries that are dedicated to the study, protection, and sustainable use of the Mesoamerican reef. Next. We produce report cards where we show the health of the reef based on collaborative participative scientific data with management recommendations. All is open access on our website, healthyreefs.org. Next. Our reef health index is based on 4 indicators: the coral cover, fleshy macroalgae cover, aviarous fish biomass, commercial fish biomass, which values were divided into grades by scientists and managers of the Mesoamerican reef. Next. In the 2020 report card, we can see that 46% of almost the 300 sites we monitored ranked as poor, 29% as fair, only 8 and 1 as good and very good, like in Belize and the south of Belize and Cozumel. Unfortunately, 7 of our 17 sub-region decreased in reef health. Next. The reef health index has a maximum grade of 5. And when we take a closer look to the country level, we can see that the consistently bad indicator is the fleshy macroalgae one, and that the fish biomass of Guatemala and Honduras are in critical states. Next. If we focus on the brown line, that is the fleshy macroalgae, and the blue line, that is the fish biomass, we can see that along the years in the 4 countries, one of them has consistently increased and the other one has remained low or even decreased. Next, like this is the case in Guatemala and Honduras that have reached critical collapse level. Next. All this has led to a regional decrease in reef health index and now ranks as poor in the last report card. Next, which is very preoccupying as we are seeing a phase shift between a rich, productive, and growing ecosystem to a eroding and compacting one, which will not provide the services we need and threatens the regional economy. Next. As a group, we urge for the inclusion of watershed approach in all coastal and marine planning. None of our country has a satisfying waste management and wastewater treatment connectivity, leading to tons of solid waste and contaminated water entering the reef and the ocean. Next, several commitments, international commitments apply for our area, like the MARPOL, Paris, CBD, CITES, etc., in order to protect those resources. We need to apply them. Next, but we also have a regional one, the Cartagena Convention, that includes oil spill, protected areas and wildlife, and pollution to reduce nutrients and fleshy macroalgae cover, for instance. Unfortunately, only Belize and Honduras has ratified it, and so we need to push for Guatemala and Mexico to finally be part of that initiative. Next. Regarding improving the local fisheries, the Healthy Reefs partners have worked a lot to recover some key species such as the Nassau grouper by protecting areas as fish management zones and spawning aggregation. Next. In the MAR, thanks to the work of our partners, we have now more than 57% of the territorial seas under some kind of protection. Unfortunately, we still have only a 3% of fish replenishment zones. Several groups are working to increase that number and to include more key habitats to ensure connectivity, because our data show that it works more than double the biomass in those areas and 6 times more mature fish. So we really need to increase that working tool. Next. A good example of coastal marine planning is the work done in Belize in the last few years with their National Coastal Zone Management Plan, where they look for sustainability and reduce the users' conflict. And the process has been very participative, and they have also used interesting tools like ecological service evaluation tools, like the Invest one, and next, which have allowed them to create several scenarios for each habitat and services that are based their management plan. So it's a very interesting tool and a very interesting work that is being done in Belize right now. Next. So in conclusion, our partners in terms of planning as a region, we need to renew our voice by vetoing oil exploration in our region's marine space, improving waste management and wastewater treatment, promoting the creation of about 20% of fish replenishment zones, and protecting blue carbon sinks such as mangroves and seagrass beds. And explore financing mechanisms next, because all these commitments align with a blue economy vision for a region that all of our partners have. Next. Remember that we only have 10 years left to 2030, and none of our countries are reaching their goals. Next. We have already lost half of our coral reefs in the Mar, in the Caribbean, and in the world. So we need to implement and scale up strong actions now. Next. So thank you very much, and please feel free to contact us and follow our social media. Thank you.